All right, it is finally time for my record predictions for the 2023 NFL season. Last year we started with the AFC, so this year we're going to be switching it up and starting with the NFC. And no better division to start with than a very uncertain one in the NFC South. So starting out in fourth place, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers finishing with a record of 6-11. I think a lot of people are underrating this team, saying that they may finish as one of the worst in the league, and maybe even drafting Caleb Williams next April. But this receiving core, of course, led by Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, and also the defense, they could both potentially finish as a top 10 unit this season, I mean. But in the end, they have Baker Mayfield, the quarterback, and behind this Bucs offensive lineman with all the injuries that they have, I don't know how it's going to end up for Baker Mayfield, but although it's a new fresh start for him, once again, I don't think it's going to go too well. So I think the Bucs, they could even finish with a worse record than that, but I'm going to give Baker the benefit of the doubt, also with the defense and the head coach and stuff. I'm going to have them going 6-11, but there's really no shot for them to be at the top of this division like they were just 2 years ago winning the Super Bowl. But moving on, third in the division, I have the Falcons finishing with the record of 7-10. I actually had them going 6-11 just a couple minutes ago before checking out their depth chart, but honestly, I can see the hype that people are giving them, but I don't want to say that they're going to be able to win the division. I've seen a lot of people having them hosting a playoff game this year. I don't think it's going to happen. I do like all their offensive weapons with Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Cordell Patterson, Tyler Algier, and of course, Bijan Robinson. But I think it's all going to depend on Desmond Ridder's progression this season, and it's definitely possible that he's able to progress into a franchise quarterback for them. They have the offensive line, and they also have the coaching staff, but I'm not a big fan of Desmond Ridder, and of course, with me saying that it's all going to depend on his progression, and also me saying that I'm not a big fan of him, it's not adding up to a great season for the Falcons. I think the defense got a lot better. They added some pass rush in Calais Campbell. They added a big piece of the secondary in Jesse Bates. So this team could potentially, I wouldn't be surprised if they went out and won the division. Moving into second place in this division, I have the Carolina Panthers finishing with the record of 7-10. I just think that they're going to have a better division record. That's why I have them over the Falcons. But the Panthers are a really confusing team because they just have a brand new offense. They have a new quarterback one, a running back one, a new wide receiver one, new wide receiver two, new tight end one, and even a new head coach. And I just don't think that having all these guys playing together in year one is going to work out too well. I know that they went 7-10 last year and that they arguably improved, but we don't know how Bryce Young is going to play in the NFL yet. Preseason, I know it's just preseason, but he didn't look too great. He showed some flashes, and that's what I think he's going to do this year too. And obviously, they're not going to be moving on from him or anything. I think he's going to throw 10 to 12 interceptions this year, and we'll see how the O-line plays in front of Bryce Young, especially considering his height. It's going to be important. But like I said, just overall in general, the reason I have the Panthers going 7-10 is they have a brand new offense. Literally everyone on this team is brand new to the Panthers, even the head coach. And I just don't think they're all going to gel well together in year one. I think it's going to take the offense a year or maybe even two just to get to not know each other, but to connect in general. But I think the offense is going to get off to a slow start this season, maybe even slow throughout the whole season. But I think next year is going to be definitely a huge year for the Panthers rebuild. We'll see if they can add another weapon for Bryce Young. That's not, DJ Chark or Adam Thielen. But I'm excited to see how Bryce Young plays this season. I don't think he's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think that it's probably going to be going to Bijan. But, we'll see how they do. They do have a real shot at winning the division, but speaking of winning the division, we'll move on to the first place team in this one. I have the Saints going 10-7. I just think that they're a tier higher than everyone else in this division. I'm a big fan of this team. I like Derek Carr. I don't think they're NFC contenders or anything like that, but I think that they're a clear favorite in this division. I think they improved on both sides of the ball. We'll see how Alvin Kamara comes back from his suspension. He's out for the first couple games of the season. I like Chris Olave. We'll see how Michael Thomas plays if he can stay healthy. They brought in Jamal Williams for the first couple weeks, at least with Alvin Kamara being out. I think that the Saints have a pretty good run game at least. Kareem Hunt could potentially be signing there as well, but I don't think that's going to happen because when Kamara comes back, you have Kamara and Jamal Williams, and you would have Kareem Hunt, so that wouldn't make much sense. I like this defense. I think Tyrann Mathieu was a great pickup last season. They're finally getting out of that cap situation that they've been in for the last couple of years, but yeah, also I have the Saints finishing as the fourth seed in the NFC. So I do think that they're the worst division winner, but the NFC South definitely isn't a strong division, so any team has a real shot at winning it, but overall, I think that the Saints are a tier ahead of everyone. So yeah, this is only episode 1 out of 8 of my record prediction, so that'll wrap this one up. Make sure to stay tuned for the other 7 and also award predictions. So the other 8 videos coming in the next week or so, before the NFL season kicks off on Thursday, or at least before all the other games on Sunday. But either way, that'll wrap up. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day. Peace.